Why do you provide sports sessions?
Because I see sport as firstly keeps us physically active. For me, it's good for our mental health, but more importantly, it's a great way of bringing communities together and people together. Good love it.
As the founder of Salon Peace, what's your proudest moment?
The same because you just sat here, and obviously behind you can see a lot of achievements, and I'm humbled that we've had that, but that's more important for our members, our funders, and people from the outside. But I think for me, it's people like yourself that have been with me from very young, that have grown up, and the fact that you sit now and do great work. But recently, I'd say two things really warm my heart. So me and you exchanged messages, and you said to me, I'm very inspirational. So the fact that someone like you, who I've seen grow up, who's very dear to me, said that means a lot. Joe Allen, who you guys and girls would see at Hackney Marshes, who runs all the referees on a Saturday, long hair, he sent me a long message after I sent out Gabby Logan video from 11 years ago, and he said about how he's lucky he met me and the stuff we do is unique and don't stop doing. So I think people who are part and parcel of your life say things like that, that really makes me happy. I won't say proud. I think proud can be a positive and negative, but I think that's it. So the fact that you're sat here and you're doing great things, and I know you're going to do even great things, and that's why when we exchanged messages earlier in the year when you're having different lifestyle choices and everything else, that I said to you, this is what Slime Peace is about, and Amelia taking the footage as well, seeing her doing great stuff at the E Cup is what makes me get out of bed.
Throughout your time at Salon Peace, what's one thing you'd have done differently and why?
Oh, tough question. I think everything happens for a reason, I believe, and I don't believe in predestination, but I do believe certain things are part of, you have crossroads and you take the right one. I think possibly having more mid to long term vision from an earlier stage. We had a plan, and two things was to create an environment where all communities are welcome and also inspire youth. So I think that was always there, and I'm privileged that we've managed to achieve most of that, but there's always more to do. But I think the fact that the mid to long term plans came later on, when I met Kishore, who used to work at Hackney CBS, and he opened our eyes to a lot of things. I think that's probably the one thing I would have possibly done differently.
What celebrity is your inspiration?
Sporting wise, I'd probably say two, so obviously John Barnes in football. I'd say the main one, and might surprise Sachin Tendulkar. I think the fact that all the pressure he was under from such a young age, the way he carried himself as a human being, the way he always done for his country, done for his people, and always kept it very simple and very modest, and being the greatest batsman of all time, probably the greatest cricketer of all time, to have that much pressure and to be the way he is huge. And obviously being Indian.
Who's one person you've met that has changed your view on how to run Salon Peace?
I'd have to say Lee Hagger. Not just Salon Peace. I think when I met him, I was in the formative years of my career. Finished my degree, was starting in this field full time. We volunteered for years, and I think meeting him, seeing how he carried himself, not just on the sports field, but also in meetings with head teachers, with parents, with police, etc. And then later when he was at Fulham, and how he run the ship, but always kept his humility and never forgot that I'm East Londoner, that I'm a working class person, and always done things with class. And I'm very fortunate that I've had him throughout my career, and been blessed that we're still close friends now.
Is there any advice that has resonated with you, or can you give any advice to other community organizations?
I'd say believe in what you're doing, but ultimately be prepared to work hard. So in anything, so whether it's running an organisation, whether it's being an elite sportsman or woman, being successful in education, you know yourself, how hard did you have to work to get through your A-levels, get through your degree, get the grades you did. So I think the key thing is chase your dreams, but be prepared to bust the gut to do it.
What are your plans for Salon Peace in the future?
To let you guys and girls, fantastic young people, lead the organisation forward for the next 15, 20 years, and I'm going to go Canada, find Nelly Furtado and retire.